When we are talking about the SDGs, जब हम SDG के बारे में बात करते हैं तो SDG is not conclusive in itself. The success of SDG depends on the localization of goals. और उसके लिए हमें मतलब जब तक लोकल कंडीशन, लोकल सर्कमस्टांसेस की प्रॉपर नॉलेज नहीं होगी तब तक हम उसको नहीं अचीव कर सकते. और फॉर डैट अब ऐसा होता है कि देयर इज अ कॉमन सेइंग दैट फ्रीडम टू वुल्फ इज डेथ टू शिप, कि अगर हम सबको एक जैसा आज़ादी दे देंगे, और एसडीजी ये भी कहता है कि एक गोल में का हम सक्सेस दूसरे गोल में ट्रांसलेट कर सकते हैं, जो कि पॉसिबल नहीं है. सस्टेनेबल कंजम्पशन और सस्टेनेबल प्रोडक्शन एक साथ नहीं हो सकता. उसके लिए जैसे हम देख रहे हैं कि मतलब ग्रोथ और डेवलपमेंट का जो भी उसका मिसमैच होता है. साथ साथ हम ये भी देख रहे हैं कि एसडीजी में जब हम गोल्स को देखते हैं तो 16 गोल जो हमारा है वो है पीस, जस्टिस एंड स्ट्रॉन्ग इंस्टीट्यूशन. उसके बाद आता है पार्टनरशिप. अगर ये है तो आप पार्टनरशिप में जाइए, अदरवाइज आप फिर से हम उसी क्वेश्चन पर आए तो वाई CSR इज फेलिंग. कि उसके लिए जब तक अकाउंटेबल, और जैसे अभिषेक ने बताया कि CIMP को लीड लेना चाहिए. CIMP एक लोकल इंस्टीट्यूशन है. CIMP के पास पूरी नॉलेज है बिहार के बारे में, बिहार के जो मतलब हिंटरलैंड्स हैं, जो भी एरियाज़ है उसके बारे में इसके पास रिसोर्सेस है, वो जानता है. अगर CIMP ये लीड लेता है कि हम बिहार के में जो भी CSIR आएगा हम उसको प्रॉपर चैनलाइज करके और प्रॉपर जो भी उसके जहाँ पे डिमांड है वहाँ तक हम पहुँचा सकते हैं, तब हम जाके SDG को अचीव करने की तरफ देख सकते हैं. अदरवाइज वी आर नॉट गोइंग टू अचीव दैट. हाँ,
मैं एक इंटरवेंशन करूँ. सो नो व्हाट आई एम सेइंग दैट नाउ ऑलमोस्ट समय भी ख़त्म हो रहा है, और सो आई थिंक व्हाट हम सारे स्टेक होल्डर भी बैठे हुए हैं, व्हाट वन एक्शन कैन बी डन एंड आनंद जी कैन ऑल्सो लीड इन दैट. सी आई थिंक वी ऑल्सो, इट लुक्स लाइक चूँकि हम CIMP के कैंपस में बैठे हैं तो वी आर हिंजिंग टू मच ऑन CIMP, but I think the management part great, but we also have an institution. मैं थोड़ा बिहार की बात कर रहा हूँ तो CIMP वाले थोड़े माफ़ करेंगे. तो what I'm saying that DMI has much better insight, minus so to say the corporate side of management that you can see, but the alternative sector side of management, they are much better placed to do that, who is also very close for now stationed in your building. So I'm saying that what one action. So my request to Abhishek ji is that you also have, and you have been coming for last 2-3 editions here, if you can somehow help CIMP Centre to say in next 2 quarters do one impact assessment. Even if you do not have an investment in Bihar, if you can help CIMP to go to Jharkhand, if you have an investment, or go to Uttar Pradesh or any other place, so that the center can have one impact assessment at least to show the credential that yes, CIMP as an academic institution can do the same. So that's one request to you. Request to Anandji that all these industries are there, and I have already named a few. I can name, say, even a small player like Anmol industry, which has a biscuit. I for sure know that they have invested to cry, because I was part of one such facilitation, and they have helped in redevelopment of some of the Anganwadi center in Vaisali, because I was part of that. So can you nudge them that, okay, investment, etc., they'll deal, they have their own NGO favored, etc., convenience. You may not intervene at this stage, but since government has a policy now, can you nudge one of those industries to get the impact assessment done by the CIMP Centre, closer home? Because impact assessment is the compliance, so they have to do. It's not. But they will choose a partner who, my friend next to us is sitting, Mr. Sarim Razdan Rahman. So it may go to TES or other institution, but since we have a local institution, so I think if those smaller actions we can do based on our own expertise, and both CIMP and DMI can work together and have catalog of those vetted NGO which yesterday they were talking. But I think we need to be wary of the fact when Mr. Chatterjee or Matthew Cherian, right? When he was talking and they will start vetting the NGO, definitely 3/4 of NGO from Bihar will not qualify, because their standard is going to be the standard sitting in Delhi and Mumbai. And that is clear, because they look CSR investment, corporate governance standard, financial deals, etc., with their lens, not with the lens and the difficulty that we have down there. So I think these are some of the requests for the stakeholder who are available here. If we can do that, then I think the action part of this particular conference can really be very, very helpful.
Oh, sorry. That practical suggestion which you can practice collaboration actually works. So we have heard Mr. Rajiv, we have heard Hariom ji. I would request you all to have, throw some light in this very last question. That what exactly, from your experience as you belong to this very field, so what practical suggestions you can offer?
See, I think the proof of pudding is in eating. We can drumbeat, we can talk about being pessimistic, optimistic. The fact is fact, right? I talk fact, and SDG is all about fact and numbers, if you're talking SDG. The challenge is not just the impact part, right? Impact assessment part. I already had a very good conversation with Kumudji. We have coming with the CSR project in Bihar. Point is more challenge is in the implementation part, right? Impact assessment is the last stage of the project. How do you design the project? Our problem is not the impact assessment. That's the last thing. अगर आप पढ़ाई करोगे तो एग्जाम अच्छा कर लोगे ना, रिजल्ट के लिए थोड़ी ना बात कर रहे हैं, right? That's for me to show to somebody if it's a governance issue. My problem is, or not my problem, when I say here, when I come here, not because I'm pessimistic, I'm optimistic, but I want to also tell you the other side of the story. See, when we don't have the industry, I think he said that wherever there's industry, there's a CSR. When we don't have that much of industry, there's a less CSR. Then you have to do more, so that more people like us can go to the board. Now, the CSR law clearly directs that you have to invest in the local communities where you operate. That's a written law. That means if I have to go to my board and say, I am from Bihar, but my company is not operating in Bihar, I have to do double selling of that idea. And for me to sell double, I have to be doubly sure about my project here. You understand the challenges? So this is the point I'm saying, nothing about right or wrong. It's about the facts and the deal what we do. Now in India, 3.5 million NGOs are there. 3.5 registered NGOs. Now how many of them are CSR eligible? Close to 60 to 70,000. We're talking about the high compliance. This is the reality. So let's also have data, number speaks about it, because CSR is built, SDG is built on data and number. Once we have data number, I think we can show everybody that what Bihar is doing. Any project you guys are doing, come and share with us, right? You talked about DMI. I have been coming to DMI since the inception, and I know every part of DMI, last several years. So has it become IRMA? I mean, you all know. I mean, that's what the idea was behind it, right? So I think, it's great to talk about the Bihar pride, but the pride has to also substantiate with the data, facts, numbers, so that, that's the world is moving towards, right? So if you give me the data and confidence, I will go and say, boss, aao Bihar, chalo Bihar.
Yeah. Just the last word from me. So this entire thing actually started in Assam, particularly I'm talking about, when many organizations, they lost out on their FCRA thing. And then from FCRA, it moved into the CSR compliances and things. As an educational institution, we are also committed to this cause, that how to bridge that gap. He's very right, like in putting up these figures of 3.5 million NGOs, and only like less than 10% of them are eligible. We are trying to see that how many of them can actually be brought on board where they can take some benefit out of CSR. Second important point is that there are small organizations which are making profit, which are going beyond the CSR thing as well. That 2% is the expected. And then they are donating more and more money. I'm talking more about from the social innovation aspect of it. They are not looking into making them into unicorns, like that is very far-fetched thing. But there are very small micro entrepreneurs as well who need money. Who should they go to? Angel investors, venture capitalists and all. These are all like people who are out of their reach. It is the humble CSR which actually is at least listening them. We as an academic institution are also trying to bridge in that gap. Again, TIS comes with such a long legacy of their human resource, their past students, alumni and all, who are having like a very strong presence. They are on the governing board and all. And they are also coming and pitching. So for last 5-6 years or so, we are having such kind of awareness generation amongst the stakeholders. How you can, like, again, sorry thing for Bihar to say is that we don't have those many PSUs like Assam had. All India Limited, NRL, ONGC, you name them and they are there. But again, I'm very impressed with the landscape of CSR in Maharashtra. Very small, unknown entities which are making money, and they are like putting money like anything. That state is already like on the top of the ladder so far as PCI per capita and GDP is concerned, but so far as their social investment is concerned, we have a lot to emulate from, a lot. So CIMP can at least organize such conferences, bring in NGOs more, and tell them that this is how it should be done. Yeah.
Yeah, just I want to add, like the amount of CSR being invested or being funded, this could focus to the resources that they are using, either it could be people or to land or to diversity. So if they are using it in that particular resource to redevelop whichever they have utilized during their development or production. So one example could be DMRC, Delhi Metro Road Corporation. So what is their policy is the number of trees they cut within that area, they have to plant that number of trees and take care of it till they are grown a little. So this type of CSR policy could be very helpful for the people and the landscape around.
Hello. One thing I would like to add that, there are professional organizations. Maybe, for example, if I take my example, we are a Delhi-based organization, and I am from Patna, and compliance-wise, project reporting-wise, policies, systems, policies-wise, I can say that we are though we are a mediocre organization, but we have all the things in place. Sometimes I feel that we work with top corporates, Microsoft, Tata's, UNICEF, they all fund us. So over the period of time, we have learned that how to be more professional. So sometimes I feel that sometimes, we are a little bit better than our corporate partners in terms of, professionalism. So this is how the organization grow. So once I am very confident that when the corporate funding will start coming here, then the organizations in this in Bihar, they will also improve themselves, because there is difference between the government funding, the kind of fund the government gives to the NGOs, or some FCRA funding, and the CSR funding. In the CSR funding, we demand with our corporate that we want this much of money for our compliance, for accounting, for system, to set up the systems, processes, and all. In some cases, we have got money to get accreditations also from Credibility Alliance. So the corporates, as Abhishek ji was saying, they are willing to do capacity building of the organization also. So the credibility of organizations is not a big problem, what I see. Once the fund will start flowing, then it will come, it will happen automatically. Because we are doing this thing in Delhi area, why can't we do it in Patna? So, so the main reason why the organizations here, people are facing some credibility issues and all there, because they have some lack of fund here. They have some, mostly are dependent on government funds. FCRA funds are gone. So and there is no much CSR funding. But as soon as the CSR fund start flowing, then all these credibility issues will vanish automatically. And one more thing I would like to add, CSR has not failed. CSR is doing great. There are lots of good examples. There are lots of good case studies. And in India, as yesterday everybody was talking about it also, that people try to find a solution these days. Everybody is trying to find a solution in CSR, which cannot be done, because CSR is just 1% of 2% of the profit, 35,000 crores in a country like India. That is a very small amount. But the problem is that everybody is trying to find out a solution in CSR, which is not possible also.
Sir, that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Solution and action points. Abhishek ji raised the implementation issue, and that is something which is within all sectors, even in government sectors. We have excellent policies, programs, but because of the implementation issues, we are failing somewhere. How can we address that? And that's where I gave the earlier example that we have to understand the root causes of those issues, and when we are doing that, we have to create models. And when we have to create models, I'll say any program that is going to be implemented, the demand side and the service side, both has to work in tandem. And community partnership and ownership is a must for the success of any initiative. Government agencies, non-public sector, be it profit-making or non-profit making, NGOs and corporates, they have to work together to ensure that community participation and ownership are happening in any of those projects. We have to be professional to the hilt, and we have to comply to all legal and financial compliances that has to be there. When we have to do that, how can we strengthen the institutions, be it non-profit, be it academic, be it, we talked about DMI, we talked about NGOs, we talked about CSRs and academic institutions. We have to strengthen those institutions and we have to invest in those institutions. When we are saying investment, not just financial resources, we have to invest in human resources also. And that's very, very important. Second aspect, action points. Bihar is on a growth trajectory. We have seen Niti Aayog, multidimensional poverty index. We have done much better. Now the government is focusing on industrialization. New factories, industries, service sector are going to come. This is the time when we have to focus on these issues. We can work along with government. Some of us from the panel, from the audience can sit with the government stakeholders and decide which institutions are going to be built in which areas. Anand Saab was talking about his initiatives on plantation. There are other agencies working on plantation and how plantations are important. My last example I'll just give and close my, with the indigo fiasco a couple of days back, everybody has seen the example that the father was asking for a pad for his daughter. And that reminded me when I was watching that news, that reminded me when 2008 Kosi floods was there. Many of the NGO sector and corporate came for help, and they brought food, clothes and all other things. And I was in the People's Commission on that thing, and we realized that the people were asking for pads there. And nobody thought at that point of time that with food and clothes, pads were also required in those flood-affected areas. Why I'm saying this, that when we are talking about localization and action point, we have to think of Bihar people, community. What are the needs? What are the environmental needs? What are the economic needs? What are the social needs on which we need to intervene? What are the government challenges being faced? What are the community challenges that are being faced? What are the NGOs challenges who are being faced? Let's sit together. Let's have those resources and devise the right interventions, and let's work together. And I guess CIMP and many of the institutions sitting here can work together to give direction and in the future with the government. Thank you.
So when we are talking about sustainable development goals, we are not only talking about the development, we are talking about the sustainable development. So when the word sustainable developments come, then we are utilizing our resources without compromising the need of the future generation. So, if we are allowing this type of companies, or we are for the stake of the 2% of the CSR, then we are not creating a better future. We are at the very critical junction of the time when Bihar is progressing, Bihar is moving forward. So at this time, we need a balancing approach in the growth and development so that we can move toward the sustainable development. And I'm coming on the solution, as sir has said, that we need to invest more in the human resources, because humans are the real capital of the nation. And for that, and at this time, India is experiencing the population bulge. We are having the largest number of youth population, 35%, 340 million, I think so, if I'm not
Yes, yes.
So without transforming our quantity, that is our population, into quality, we are not going to achieve this goal that is called the Viksit Bharat, or we are not going to attain the developed nation concept. Thank you.
So thank you so much. I think we have heard our distinguished panel member, and now as we are concluding, the three insights stand out. The first, CSR without genuine stakeholder engagement lacks depth. The second, which we can infer from this very discussion, is this: collaboration succeeds only when trust came before the paperwork. And the third one is that the sustainable impact will only be created if we are working not for the community, but with the community. So this is what we have got from this very panel discussion. And I once again thank our distinguished panel members for their insights and for their wonderful thoughts which they have shared here. Once again, thank you so much. Thank you.
Being the final deliberation of ICCSR 2025, this discussion was truly inspiring, highly contextual and deeply insightful. It has offered a strong and clear way forward for the future of CSR in Bihar. We will now proceed with felicitating our esteemed guests who joined us for today's panel discussions. Earlier, we had the honor of felicitating Dr. Utsav Singh, Mr. Abhishek Kishore, and Mr. Anand Kumar Singh, who have been with us since yesterday. We would now like to felicitate the distinguished guests who have joined us for this session. For this felicitation, may I request Professor Sunil sir, Professor Sivananda Senapati sir, and Kumod sir, along with Mamta ma'am, to move forward with the felicitation. Can we have the mementos, please? Thank you, sir. Sir has joined us all the way from Delhi. Thank you for joining us, sir. Next up is Mr. Rafe Hussain from Aga Khan. Dr. Razdan Rahman, it is Guwahati. Mr. Dr. Parmeet sir from Patna University. I once again would like to thank Utsav sir, Abhishek sir. Okay, some information on what's next to follow for the day. We have our next session starting at 2:45, which is for the NGO presentation. We have representatives from different NGOs in Bihar. Also, we will be starting with the volunteers and then recognize their work through felicitations. Please note that the presentation should be confined to between 5 to 8 minutes. And first up we have Shubhangi presenting Beautiful Minds, a CSR initiative that is our internal initiative that is done by CIMP's fund, and it runs internally in our MDC building called Beautiful Minds. So Shubhangi, we invite you to have your presentation on the screen. Jury members for this segment, Sunil Kumar sir, Associate Dean CIMP, Professor of Practice, and Razdan Rahman sir from TIS Guwahati, Rajiv Ranjan sir from CIMP, and yeah, these are the 4 members in our jury for today. Yes, Babli Kumari from Botho University from Botswana.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Shubhangi Singh, final year PGDM student, and I've got this opportunity to give this presentation on Beautiful Mind CIMP. Beautiful Mind is a holistic educational initiative by CIMP aimed at supporting and uplifting underprivileged children through quality learning opportunity. The project focuses on both academic and overall personality development through structured classroom sessions, creative activities, and value-based learning. The current class strength includes 32 boys and 16 girls, totaling 48 students. To promote regular participation and support students' well-being, the program also ensures per-day snack distribution, creating a motivating and positive learning environment. The objective is student sensitization, mutual growth through interaction, and developing future leaders with empathy and a sense of responsibility. The engaging activities are quizzes, workshop, group session, foster creativity, confidence, and teamwork. We also have computer learning to basically enhance the importance of digital literacy and how computer learning sessions empower students for future. When it comes to celebration and achievements, there are leadership involvement during events like Children's Day, boosting morale and creating a supportive learning environment. So to conclude, Beautiful Minds help shape confidence, educated and hopeful young leaders. So that's all for the presentation. Thank you so much.
Now we would like to invite Integrated Development Foundation, known for integrated community interventions across health, education and livelihoods. Please welcome them. Sir, we would request you to pass on your presentation to our IT cell.
Hello, good afternoon, and I'm Babul Prasad. I'm from Integrated Development Foundation. I'm the chair of this organization. And this organization was started in 1992, way back. And since then, it is almost 33 years now. So we have been working in many projects on, particularly mostly our projects were from foreign funding, UNICEF and all that. So over the period, for last 10 years or 8 years, we have been working with different organizations. I mean, LIC, HDFC Bank, Syngenta, Concor, ITC Limited, Mankind Pharma, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Reliance Foundation, HG Foundation, and Tata Trust. I mean, basically these are the 10 to 12 organizations we have been working with in CRS funding. The funding basically core issues were mostly in livelihood issues, infrastructure development of the villages and agricultural fields. And we also created 30 locations that Bazaar Samiti, jo hota hai, haat वैसे 30 हम लोगों ने बनाए थे एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की वजह से। मुंगेर में हम लोग आईटीसी के तरफ से एक प्रोग्राम किए थे हम लोग, उसमें जो म्यूनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन के जो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव होते हैं दे वर इलेक्टेड बट दे डिड नॉट नो हाउ व्हाट वर देयर राइट्स एंड ड्यूटीज़ एंड कैसे काम करना चाहिए, उन लोग को अपने पावर के बारे में पता नहीं था। तो हनुमान की तरह हम लोगों ने उनको थोड़ा सा बताया जामबंद की तरह कि साहब आपका ये पावर्स है, ये ड्यूटीज़ है, इसको आप लोग पूरा करें। दैट वेंट वेरी गुड और मुंगेर में काफ़ी परिवर्तन उसके बाद आया। लाइवलीहुड पे हम लोग ख़ास तौर से जो महिलाओं को जो एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड में या गांव में महिलाएं हैं उनको छोटा छोटा शॉप्स खोलना, उनको स्किल डेवलप करना, मशरूम का प्रोडक्शन करवाना, मुर्गी पालन, बकरी पालन वगैरह वगैरह हम लोगों ने काफ़ी काम किया है। ऐसे देखा जाए अगर हम लोगों को तो करीब आज तक 350 गांव में हम लोग कवर किए हैं पूरे प्रोग्राम के थ्रू। करीब 30,000 फैमिलीज़ को हम लोगों ने टच किया है अभी तक। करीब 200 स्कूल्स को हम लोग इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट, स्मार्ट क्लासेस वगैरह हम लोगों ने बनवाए हैं। कुछ बाउंड्री वॉल टूटा हुआ है, स्कूल को बढ़िया से पेंट कर दिया तो बच्चों का आना जाना बढ़ गया था उसमें। करीब 450 हेक्टेयर्स में हम लोगों ने फार्मिंग के लिए मदद किया है किसानों को। करीब 1200 छोटे छोटे किसानों को हम लोगों ने बीज से, फिर इक्विपमेंट वगैरह से, पेस्टिसाइड कैसे किया जाता है इस सब के तरह से हम लोगों ने उन लोगों को मदद किया है। करीब 40,000 बच्चों को हम लोगों ने एजुकेशन में मतलब इंटरेस्ट क्रिएट किया, बच्चों को आने जाने का इंश्योर किया कि स्कूल आएँ जाएँ हमेशा। करीब 600 वेंडर्स को हम लोगों ने प्रमोट किया, जो हाट बनाए थे 30, उसमें 20-20 एक हाट में लोग थे, 30 इतने, तो करीब 600 वेंडर्स को हम लोगों ने प्रमोट किया जो कि वहाँ पे आके काम करते हैं वो लोग। अभी तक उन लोगों का ओनरशिप नहीं है, एक सोसाइटी टाइप का है जिसमें सारे लोग मिलके वहाँ पे अपना पे करते हैं, काम करते हैं। पूरा शेड है, उसमें बाथरूम है, क्रेच है बच्चों के लिए, सब कुछ। करीब 2000 स्किल्ड वॉलंटियर्स हम लोगों ने गांव में तैयार किए, जो कि गांव के सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की बात हो रही थी, हम बैठे थे तो सस्टेन हो गांव का ये पूरा फंक्शंस, स्कूल्स चले, एग्रीकल्चर का वो जो प्रोडक्ट हम लोगों ने दिया है उसको यूज़ होता रहे, कैसे वो रोटेट होगा गेंदों के चलते। तो करीब 2000 स्किल्ड वॉलंटियर्स हम लोगों ने गाँव में दिए हैं, जो इन जब चीज़ को जो हम लोग IDF या कोई भी संस्था वहाँ से जाएगी, हाउ वुड दे टेक इट फॉरवर्ड, कैसे उसको सस्टेन करेंगे, कैसे आगे काम करेंगे। तो मुख्य रूप से यही हम लोगों का कार्यक्रम है और इस तरह से हम लोगों ने CSR का जो रिलेशनशिप IDF से था इसको हमने व्याख्या किया है। थैंक यू सो मच।
Major issue.
Yes.
APMC Act has been repealed in 2006.
I don't see where you're calling from.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I'm here. I'm a professor.
Yes, I know, sir.
Yeah,
I know,
okay.
Yes.
I'm teaching at CIMP.
Yes, I know, sir.
Yeah. So APMC markets are the formal markets for agriculture produce.
Correct.
Bihar is one of the 2 or 3 states in the country where APMC markets don't exist.
Yes.
And therefore, the rural hats, which become the first interface between the producers and the market. So rural hats, they play a very important role. So I would like to know what kind of initiatives you have taken to develop rural hats in Bihar.
Well, sir, the overall situation, we visited few villages where we saw the hart is going on is every day, like it's Wednesday, this hart will be organized. Where we saw that particularly in rainy seasons, situation was very bad actually, and situation was very pathetic. So what we created, we leveled the ground and created sheds, and sheds were not in one shed; it was multiple sheds over there. It was platform was around 3 feet, and there was staircase and it's covered. And we also put there bathroom, restrooms, and waiting rooms, vagara. And the Mukhiya of that panchayat was that inaugurated that hearts, and that was allocated to those vendors. We did not create anything new. We just organized the hearts which were existing since ages. So we just organized them, put them better facilities to them so that they can perform better. And situation has changed actually since then, because they have started taking care of that heart. It is clean now. It is not like dustbin is here and there, everything is scattered. So they take care of this, they own it and they maintain it. So we did not create anything new. We just organized it It was not something we created, something new. It was existing. We just helped them to have a better life, that's all, sir.
Your organization, IDF, has been doing very good job, and you are doing skill development. You covered 350 villages and 35,000 people covered, as well as more than 200 schools. And you covered also 450 hectares land.
Yes.
So, and you told you are also providing quality of seeds.
Yes.
So just I want to know which mechanism you are utilizing to proper guide and how you reach these things. And you have also developed and created 2,000 volunteers. So this is the well done job. Just I want to know how it has got succeeded.
Okay, thank you. It's a very critical question actually you are putting it. So our strategy is always when we go to the field, where we select the area, where we first establish rapport with the community. And we segregate from women entrepreneurship, the farmers, the students, the volunteers who are very vocal people, and the Panchayati Raj system we also try to integrate with them. So what happens actually, we visit that and we take 2-3 months to establish our rapport there. And then after segregation, we start questioning them, what do they need actually. So this is how we finally come to this conclusion everywhere. I mean, mostly in Bihar, the situation is same, that the people of Bihar needs education, health, livelihood, and security, of course. Security is not our domain, so we can't do it. The education, we work with so many schools. I told you that it is well done. We've just created. We did not do anything. We don't claim that we did anything new. What we did is that we helped them to improve the situation where they are in. Actually, the situation was quite pathetic in schools, in fields, everywhere. So we just helped them to come to that. So our strategy is always, because once the project is for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 2 years. Once we withdraw from the field and area, it tends to collapse. You know, the thing that doesn't work. Once you start with working with community, taking their consent, and when they start working with you, we are not working directly, go there and provide services like government. So we start taking services from them as well. So it is their participation. They start owning the project, owning the activities, owning the mastery of that land or resources. We don't, and when they exit from that area, they take it forward as a sustainable development process. These are the steps we take it. Am I clear, sir?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next, I invite Passion Powered by Professionalism, P3, to present their impact in the society.
गुड आफ्टरनून सभी को। मेरा नाम विशाखा है और मेरे ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का नाम है पैशन पावर्ड बाय प्रोफेशनलिज्म P3। अभी हमने 4 साल पहले ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का रजिस्ट्रेशन कराया है और हम जो काम कर रहे हैं वो बच्चों पे काम है, जो सड़कों पे बेघर बच्चे रहते हैं, कचरा चुनने या भीख मांगने, नशा करने में जो इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, उस तरह के बच्चों पे हमारा काम है। और ये बच्चे हमारे होम के लड़कियों पे, बेसिकली हम लड़कियों पे काम कर रहे हैं। तो सबसे बेसिक में हमारा चाइल्ड राइट्स है, जो बच्चों को सुरक्षा, उनका एजुकेशन, न्यूट्रिशन और पार्टिसिपेशन का जो है वो सभी पार्ट पे हम लोग ध्यान देते हैं कि बच्चों को हर चीज़ मिले। ये बच्चे चूँकि बेघर हैं और सड़कों पे ही हैं, पन्नी का शेड लगा के या रेलवे ट्रैक के किनारे, पुल के नीचे, इस तरह से ये रहते हैं। तो घर नहीं कहा जाएगा इनका, कभी भी बुलडोज़र चल जाता है और उसको निकाल दिया जाता है। तो उस तरह की बच्चियां हैं। तो इनका हम लोग इन चीज़ों पे काम कर रहे हैं। हमारा जो सेंटर है वो स्कूल में है, मिडिल स्कूल जो गवर्नमेंट का है, तो एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट से हम लोगों का लिया हुआ है और उन्हीं के साथ हमारा मतलब उनका लेटर है और उसी के आधार पे हम लोग इनको जो स्कूल बिल्डिंग है उसी में 3-4 कमरे मिले हुए हैं, उसमें हम लोग बच्चों को रखते हैं। और चूँकि मिडिल स्कूल है 1 से 8 तक का, तो वहाँ पे ये बच्चियाँ 8 तक की पढ़ाई उनकी वहीं पे होती है, और सारा उनका जो देखभाल है, उनका जो एक घर में जैसे हम लोग केयर करते हैं बच्चों का, उस तरह से स्कूल भेजते हैं और उनका हम लोग केयर लेते हैं। तो ये बच्चे जो है फिर 8वीं के बाद जो आगे पढ़ते हैं तो हाई स्कूल में फिर हम लोग उनको भेजते हैं। तो ये इस बिल्डिंग से निकल के जो बगल का हाई स्कूल होता है वहाँ बच्चियाँ 9th 10th और 11th 12th की पढ़ाई करती हैं। उसके बाद अगर ये बच्चे जैसे हम लोग 6 to 18 ईयर्स के बच्चों को यहाँ पे रखते हैं, और 18 के बाद ये बच्चे जैसे पढ़ना चाहते हैं या कोई स्किल ट्रेनिंग लेकर के जॉब में जाना चाहते हैं, तो उसमें भी हमारा 18 से 23 साल तक हम इनको सपोर्ट करते हैं। तो कुछ फ़ोटोग्राफ्स, ये अभी एक CSR जस्ट SBI का हुआ था, उन्होंने हमारे यहाँ चूँकि बिजली का खर्च बहुत होता है तो सोलर प्लेट वगैरह उन्होंने लगवाया, कुछ फैंस वगैरह और वाटर कूलर वगैरह लगवाया है। और बच्चे जो हमारे हैं, एक ताज जो ग्रुप है, ताज होटल, वहाँ से भी हमको थोड़ा सपोर्ट मिला है, कुछ बच्चों का प्लेसमेंट भी उन्होंने लिया है, और पेंटिंग वगैरह उन्होंने खुद पूरी ग्रुप आकर के हमारे स्कूल जो हमको मिला हुआ है कमरा, वहाँ उन्होंने पेंटिंग वगैरह भी किया। तो बच्चे जो पढ़ाई करते हैं वो पढ़ाई में आगे जाते हैं। अभी कई बच्चियाँ हमारी ग्रेजुएशन भी कर रही हैं और साथ में पार्ट टाइम जॉब भी कर रही हैं। करीब 15-16 बच्चियाँ हमारी बैंगलोर में भी हैं जो पढ़ाई के साथ साथ अपना एक स्किल ट्रेनिंग ले करके और वो जॉब कर रही हैं। कुछ मार्केटिंग में है, कुछ बैंक में है, और अभी होटल मैनेजमेंट करके भी कुछ बच्चियाँ हमारी, एक तमिलनाडु में भी है, कोडई कैनाल तमारा ग्रुप में, और यहाँ ताज में भी प्लेसमेंट हुआ है। तो इस तरह से हम लोग बच्चों को बढ़ाने का कोशिश करते हैं कि बच्चियाँ कम से कम अपने पैर पे खड़ी हो और एक समाज में एक रिस्पेक्ट के साथ अपना लाइफ जी सके। थैंक यू
मैडम। थैंक यू मैडम। आप जो काम कर रहे हैं, मैं सुनील कुमार बोल रहा हूँ, प्रोफेसर सुनील कुमार,
जी
जो
सर। काम
देता हूँ।
थैंक यू सर।
आपने एक ऐसा सेगमेंट चुना है जो इनविजिबल है, जो स्ट्रीट चिल्ड्रन या स्लम्स वगैरह में बच्चे रहते
उनका
हैं।
एंटाइटलमेंट पे वर्क हमको बहुत मुश्किल होता है, क्योंकि ये ऐसी फैमिली है कि कहने को माँ बाप होते हैं, लेकिन माँ है कि कभी दूसरी शादी कर ली, फादर दूसरी शादी कर लिया, कहने को माँ बाप है और कोई नहीं रहता इनके देखभाल के लिए।
तो बहुत ही सुंदर काम है मैडम आपका। केवल मैं जानना चाहूँगा कि बिहार में आप कहाँ पर काम कर रहे हैं?
बिहार में सर पटना ही में है। अभी अर्बन पूरे 72 वार्ड्स जो हैं वहाँ से हम लोग बच्चे सर्वे करके लेकर आते हैं, जो बिल्कुल निडी बच्चा है उस तरह।
और कितने बच्चों को अभी तक आपने
करीब 150 बच्चों पे काम कर रहे हैं। इस सेंटर में हमारे 60 बच्चे हैं, 50 बच्चे हम कम्युनिटी में ही एक सेंटर खोले हुए हैं जहाँ उनका एंटाइटलमेंट पे एजुकेशन का वर्क कर रहे हैं, और कुछ बच्चे हम लोग 40 बच्चे और कम्युनिटी में वर्क कर रहे हैं, जिनका कि कस्तूरबा वगैरह से भी हम लोगों ने कस्तूरबा विद्यालय आवासीय जो है उससे जोड़ कर रखा है, और उनका जब भी वो घर पे आते हैं उनको राशन वगैरह ये सब चीज़ हम प्रोवाइड करते हैं।
वेरी गुड। मैं CIMP के बच्चों से रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि एक बार इनका तालियां बजाकर स्वागत।
किस कुशवाहा, गेल इंडिया से हूँ, कानपुर से। आपका प्रोग्राम तो बहुत अच्छा लगा, और ये थोड़ा अपना पूरा जानकारी दीजिए, तो मैं आपको गेल से CSR के थ्रू कुछ फंडिंग कराऊंगा, यदि सब रियलिटी में हुआ तो।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, आप कभी भी आकर हमारे सेंटर पर विजिट कर सकते हैं, देख सकते हैं। राजवंशी नगर में है हनुमान मंदिर के।
मैम अभी तो यार चूँकि फंक्शन चल रहा है, हमारा यहाँ पटना में भी ऑफिस है, हमारा ये क्या नाम गुवाहाटी से ये लाइन बिछ रही, तो हमारा यहाँ पर भी सेटअप है, तो CSR के थ्रू मैं आपको कुछ फंड दिलाने की कोशिश करूँगा, बट मेरे को पूरा जानकारी आपसे बाद में ले लूँगा।
जी जी, थैंक यू थैंक यू।
The next NGO that will be presenting is Project Potential.
नमस्ते एंड थैंक यू। मेरा नाम उदय है और मैं किशनगंज ज़िले से आता हूँ। आज मैं प्रोजेक्ट पोटेंशियल को इंट्रोड्यूस कर रहा हूँ। प्रोजेक्ट पोटेंशियल एक युवा प्रोजेक्ट पोटेंशियल एक युवा संस्था है जो युवाओं के साथ युवाओं के विकास पर काम कर रही है। पिछले 11 सालों से बिहार के सीमांचल रीजन में ज़िले में हमारा ये है कि हम इंटरजेनरेशनल सोशल मोबिलिटी पे काम करते हैं ताकि हम पीढ़ीगत गरीबी से युवाओं को बाहर निकाल सके। वो कैसे करते हैं मैं अपनी खुद की जर्नी से बताना चाहूँगा। मैंने मई 2023 से मार्च 2025 में प्रोजेक्ट पोटेंशियल में एक रूरल इंडिया लीडरशिप प्रोग्राम में एक फेलो के रूप में निभाया है, जिसमें मैंने अपने गांव में अपने काफ़ी सारे युवाओं के साथ काम किया। इसके साथ मैंने खुद के ऊपर काफ़ी काम करने का मौका मिला, जिसमें मैंने काफ़ी सारी ट्रेनिंग्स का भाग बना, काफ़ी सारे NGOs के साथ मिलकर मैंने काम किया, अलग अलग वर्कशॉप्स में गया, जिससे मेरी एक समझ बनी। एंड इसलिए मैं ये भी कहता हूँ कि दिस इज़ अ जर्नी ऑफ अर्न लर्निंग एंड री लर्निंग, क्योंकि जहाँ से मैं आता हूँ बचपन से एक बाइजनेस होती है, चाहे वो जेंडर को लेके हो, पॉलिटिक्स के लेके हो, काफ़ी चीज़ को लेके हो, लेकिन इस 2 साल की जर्नी में मैंने अपने जो बदलाव को पाया, और ये बदलाव बहुत ज़रूरी है। एंड इसके साथ साथ 2 साल कंप्लीट करने के बाद मैं आज प्रोजेक्ट पोटेंशियल में फंड रेजिंग टीम में काम कर रहा हूँ, संस्था को अलग अलग फंडिंग रिसोर्सेज जोड़ने के लिए। एंड इसके साथ ये प्रोजेक्ट पोटेंशियल से मुझे नहीं, मेरे परिवार के अन्य सदस्यों को भी लाभ पहुँचा रही है। हमारे स्किलिंग इकोसिस्टम के अंदर एक प्रोग्राम है स्कूल ऑफ प्रोग्रामिंग, जो बिहार में ही बिहार के 100 लड़कियों के लिए एक रेसिडेंशियल प्रोग्राम है, जहां पर आपको सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियरिंग की ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है, जो हमने नवरुकुल फाउंडेशन एंड डिस्ट्रिक्ट एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन किशनगंज के साथ कोलैब करके किया है, जो बिल्कुल फ्री है। और हमारे इन्फॉर्मेशन के अनुसार बिहार में अभी तक ऐसा और दूसरा प्रोग्राम नहीं है, जिसमें से काफ़ी सारी लड़कियां अभी अलग अलग शहरों में टेक में इंटर्नशिप एंड जॉब्स कर रही हैं। इसके साथ साथ हम युवाओं को अलग अलग अपॉर्चुनिटी से जोड़ने के लिए हमने जीविका के साथ एक MOU साइन किया है, जिसमें हम पूरे बिहार में 100 से 100 CLCDs डेवलप करेंगे, यानी कम्युनिटी लाइब्रेरी कम कम्युनिटी डेवलपमेंट सेक्टर, जिसमें युवाओं के लिए एक प्लेटफॉर्म होगा जहां आके वो अलग अलग करियर्स के बारे में जानेंगे, लाइब्रेरी होगा जहां वो पढ़ सकेंगे, जिससे उनको जिससे वो अलग अलग करियर से जोड़ पाएंगे। इसके साथ हम एक इवेंट ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं जिसका नाम है युवा मेला। युवा मेला में हम अब देश भर से 30 से अधिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को एक जगह लेके आते हैं किशनगंज में, जहां हमारे यूथ को वो एक्सेस मिलता है कि इन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से मिले, उनके अलग अलग प्रोग्राम्स, कोर्सेज, हाई एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम्स का भाग बने और उनको फ़ायदा हो। पिछले बार लगभग 1100 से अधिक बच्चों ने, यूथ ने इसका भाग बना और काफ़ी बच्चे इसमें जुड़ भी पाए। एंड इसके साथ हमारा कैंपस है अर्शशाला, जो किशनगंज में है। अगर आप बाय एयर आते हैं तो बागडोगरा नियरेस्ट एयरपोर्ट है, बाय ट्रेन NGP ठाकुरगंज आप 1 घंटे में पहुंच सकते हैं। ये चाय बागानों के आसपास घिरा हुआ है और साफ मौसम में आपको हिमालय भी दिखेगा। ये ऐसा कैंपस ट्रेनिंग हॉल है जिसमें हम एक साथ 100 यूथ को बैठा के ट्रेनिंग दे सकते हैं। हमने काफ़ी सारे इंटरनल एक्सटर्नल इवेंट भी होस्ट किए हैं। एंड ये हमारी फाउंडिंग टीम फाउंडेड बाय जुबिन शर्मा एंड अबोध जी। जुबिन जी एक अमेरिकन सिटीजन है और अबोध जी अररिया के, एक कॉम्बिनेशन है एक अमेरिकन बिहारी बॉय का। उसके साथ यूरेका जी अर्शशाला की को फाउंडर यूरेका जी है। एंड ये हमारे सपोर्टर्स अजिम प्रेम जी फाउंडेशन, मूर्ति फाउंडेशन और बाकी सब। हाँ, थैंक यू।
Thank you, sir. Any questions for Project Potential? Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Shivam from Paritosh NGO, Patna. Honorable guests and esteemed juries, we express our immense gratitude for allowing us to present our organization here. Since last 25 years, Paritosh is working in almost all 38 districts of Bihar, supporting various communities such as women, child, adolescent, migrant workers, providing support in multi-spectral domains such as healthcare, education, behavioral change, livelihood, skill development, women empowerment, social protection, digital inclusion, and climate change. The reason we at Paritosh is standing here is that at this position today, this can be possible without generous and continuing support from various funding institutions such as UNICEF Patna, ILO New Delhi, Government of India, ICFI Tech, LIC, and various other organizations. who helped us in steering our journey with perseverance and compassion. In 2018, with UNICEF, we embarked upon a mission to address neonatal mortality. It was far beyond just a project. We were pioneering on a life-saving mission. Through capacity building, community awareness, and strengthening of rural healthcare systems, we achieved measurable and heartening transformation. The neonatal mortality rate decreased from 28 to 25 per 1,000 births. That's around 50,000 lives of neonatal babies saved within a single year. And these are not just numbers. They represent newborns who survived, mothers who smiled with relief, and communities that moved one step further towards a healthier future. For this, every ASA, ANM, Anganwadi workers, and community volunteer deserves applause far beyond my words can convey. Our work under integrated management of neonatal child with UNICEF further strengthened this endeavor by introducing supervision models, a simple yet effective innovation. We saw 37.6% rise in timely postnatal visits in Vaishali districts. These outcomes reaffirm our belief that when system nurtures, trained, and empowered, change becomes inevitable, sustainable, and self-propelling. With our work with ILO MAP 16 project and ILO's Asia's Regional Child Labour Program, we ventured into domain of deep social research. By mapping various government schemes and convergence of various other schemes from various stakeholders, we designed holistic benefit packages for child labor affected families to deliver most optimized outcomes from existing schemes across government, departments, and NGOs. If there's one thing that this journey has taught us, is that sustainable impact is not born from isolated interventions, but from convergence, where policy, people, and purpose intersect with precision. And I must say that the energy, dedication, and integrity displayed with our team is something to be talked and wondered at. The effort symbolizes innovation that is courageous, implementation that is compassionate, and impact that is measurable, meaningful, and magnificently sustainable. Before I conclude, I extend my heartfelt thanks to CIMP for allowing us to present our organization, to our partners for their unflinching support, and to the communities who welcomed us with their trust and hope. Together, we shall continue to build a future where every child is protected, every mother is supported, and every community feels empowered. Thank you.
Any questions for Team Paritosh? Okay, thank you. Next we have Project Concern International. Ms. Putul Thakur is presenting from PCI.
Very good afternoon to all of you. So after listening to so many power-packed presentations, I'll shift the gear and take you to another world about which everybody is talking nowadays whenever they get time. It is the climate change. So I am from PCI, and I'll give you a brief introduction about PCI first before getting into the presentation. So PCI is a well-known organization in India, and we started in 1998, and since then we are transforming lives. We are working in several thematic areas, starting from health and nutrition to the climate change, women economic empowerment, livelihood, and gender and social norms. But particularly if I talk about PCI in Bihar, we are working with Jivika, and we were successful in layering health and nutrition agenda into their mandate. So, if I talk about what do you see in this image? Coming to the main agenda, my presentation, what do you see in this image? Anyone from the audience? E-waste. And what do you do when you purchase any e-waste? Do you think that how will you dispose it off? Most of the time, no. We like any gadget and we just purchase it. And we keep on changing it. But this is a very serious issue nowadays because purchase is not the ultimate solution. We should be purchasing it mindfully, and we should always think of how we will dispose it off. So this is one of the problems that we are facing nowadays. And how do we dispose it off? Generally, rag pickers or waste scrap collectors, they come to our home and we just sell it to them. But what do they do afterwards? We don't think. But actually, improper dismantling and their segregation can lead to several implications. First one is it could be hazardous to our health. It could pollute soil, it could contaminate our water bodies, and several other factors. So it's not only important to purchase these devices or gadgets, but we should be mindful of how it would be disposed of. Now coming to the e-waste global trends, if we see, previous slide. The previous one. So if we see the global statistics, in 2022, almost around 62 billion kg of e-waste was generated globally, which is huge. And what proportion of them was actually recycled? It was only 22.8%. So roughly we can say 1/4 of the entire bulk of the e-waste which was generated was recycled actually. So it is a big problem. And if we see in the next infograph, if we try to understand it infographically, this graph is showing that almost around, if we see the circumference of our Earth's equator, it is almost around 40,000 kilometers. And we would require a truck which is 20 meters long and it would carry 40 tons of waste. We would require almost around 15 lakhs of trucks wrapping around the Earth. That amount of trucks will be required to carry that much burden of e-waste. So this is a very serious and big issue, and we should definitely focus on recycling, which we are not able to do. If we understand India's context, why it is important in India, then I'll come to Bihar also. It is important for India because India is third most largest producer of e-waste globally, followed by China and one more country. And it has doubled since 2010. In 2010, it was only around 3.1%, and in 2022, it increased to 6.4% of the global share. So only 5% of the entire e-waste generated in India is getting recycled. So that big is the problem, and it needs immediate solution. The challenge, we have already spoke about challenge. So basically, there is no formal entities engaged into collection and recycling of these e-wastes. So almost 90 to 95% of these scraps are collected by kabadiwalas and scrap dealers, and it is unsafely managed. And if we talk about women, because we work with women very closely, if we talk about women, they are disproportionately affected by this problem, because generally they are engaged into collection and segregation work. Men lead at the top. Now, these are some of the facts that shows that why women are more vulnerable, because generally they are at the lowest of the pyramid, they are generally engaged into collection and segregation. They have poor negotiation skills, so whenever they are collecting the waste, they are segregating, but they are not able to negotiate for their wages. They are not technically sound. They have less access to training and technology. So all these factors make them vulnerable. So there are two problems. One is the recycling is the major problem, and other one is the women are disproportionately affected by this problem because they are at the lowest, at the bottom. So with the support from ABB, it is an IT firm, it is CSR initiative, we are doing a piloting in Bangalore, and we are trying to work on the entire value chain. And there are three objectives of this program. First one is to enhance women's participation. So we have been able to identify some of the women who were actually rag pickers, and we have been able to train them in Bangalore only. The other one is enterprise development. So we have helped them to have their own collection centers and segregation centers so that they can transport the segregated materials to other centers for refurbishment. And the third one is responsible disposal, about which I was discussing with all of you, that whether community or people are whether they are sensitized enough or not for the safe disposal of these electronic items. So these are the three major objectives of this program, this innovation. And how we are working, we are orienting and we are doing concept seeding sessions. We do concept seeding sessions with these women. We enroll them in the program. We capacitate them on handling e-waste. We do entrepreneurship development. Further leading to enterprise creation, business development for enterprise promotion, and definitely there is paucity of data. So we create a system of monitoring and tracking the progress of this data also. That what proportion of e-waste has been segregated and recycled. Another model is we have been able to mobilize 250 women and youth change makers, and we have engaged them in several ways. First one is they are working as collection agents, and they are sensitized enough to collect e-waste properly and manage it safely. They are engaged into sorting and segregation dismantling of the e-waste. Logistical support and awareness champions, they are working as awareness champions also. Further, after collection of all these e-waste, they transport it to the collection centers, and we have established two types of collection center. One is the Nari Circuit e-waste collection enterprises, where they sort and segregate and send it for recycling, and the other one is the refurbishment centers, where they collect, segregate and send it for refurbishment, and then it finally reaches to R2 certified recyclers, industries, manufacturers, and second-hand markets. So this is entirely revolving around the circular economy concept. What have we achieved so far? So we have been able to mobilize 229 women and enrolled into the program. 163 women trained in entrepreneurship and technical trainings. 3 collection centers have been established. So this concept, though we piloted this in Bangalore, but this is not the problem of Bangalore only. This is our global problem. This is problem for Bihar also. And it is not very late in Bihar, but we understand that system is still lacking over here. So we should have, before we get late, we should have some sort of system in Bihar also, so that we do not land them into a very serious aggrieved problem. Thank you so much. Any questions?
पहला चैलेंजेस तो ये कि आपका जो सोर्स लेवल पे जो सेग्रीगेशन का क्या आपका अप्रोच रहा है ई वेस्ट का, दूसरा कैसे आप जो ई वेस्ट है उसको मिनिमाइज करने के लिए आपका क्या स्ट्रेटजी रहा है, और तीसरा है कि रिसाइकलिंग को लेकर के, और चौथा उसके मार्केटिंग को लेकर के। तो थोड़ा सा इसको डिटेल में अगर बताएंगे तो हम भी थोड़ा समझ पाएंगे। थैंक यू।
जी, ज़्यादातर जो महिलाएं हम लोगों ने जो देखा मार्केट में, ज़्यादातर महिलाएं कहीं ना कहीं स्क्रैप वर्क से लिंक्ड हैं। या तो वो कलेक्शन का काम करती हैं, या अगर वो सेंटर पे भी हैं तो वो सेग्रीगेट, सॉर्टिंग और सेग्रीगेशन का काम करती हैं। बस वो उनका जॉब वहीं तक लिमिटेड रहा है। तो हमने कहीं ना कहीं गाइडलाइन के बारे में सर सुना होगा आपने, ई वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट गाइडलाइन। उस गाइडलाइन के तहत इन महिलाओं को, इन लोगों को ट्रेन किया, और गाइडलाइन के हिसाब से वो लोग डिसमेंटलिंग, सॉर्टिंग करती हैं। गाइडलाइन के हिसाब से ये भी कहा जाता है कि जितने भी रिसाइकलर्स हैं दे शुड बी रजिस्टर्ड एट CPCB, सेंट्रल पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल बोर्ड। तो ये जो सेंटर्स है जिनको हमने इस्टेब्लिश किया, नारी सर्किट्स सेंटर्स, दे आर रजिस्टर्ड ओवर देयर, और वो एज पर गाइडलाइन इनको ये करते हैं, सेग्रीगेशन करते हैं। अब रही बात कैसे करते हैं, हम लोगों ने नेटवर्क ऑफ वुमेन स्टैब्लिश किया। एक कुछ वो महिलाएं जिन्होंने ये एंटरप्राइज स्टैब्लिश किया, कुछ वो महिलाएं जो कि रैक पिकर्स की तरह काम करती हैं, उनको इन एंटरप्राइजेस से लिंक किया, सो दैट उनको पता है कि सेफली कैसे कलेक्शन करना है और सेफली कलेक्शन सेंटर्स पे कैसे पहुंचाना है। पहुंचने के बाद वो एज पर गाइडलाइन वो सेग्रीगेट करती हैं, और जो हमारे रजिस्टर्ड रिसाइकलर्स है वहाँ तक वो पहुँचाती है। तो इस तरह से होता है सर। इसके अलावा हमारे पास कम्युनिटी में, जैसे मैंने बताया, चैम्पियंस भी हैं। दे कीप ऑन प्रमोटिंग अबाउट दिस सेंटर्स एंड सेग्रीगेशन, जो सेंटर्स है हमारा, उसके बारे में दे कीप ऑन प्रोपोगेटिंग द मैसेजेस एंड जो भी है। तो इस तरह से काम करता है पूरा मॉडल।
एक क्वेश्चन मेरा है,
ये जो महिलाएं रैग पिकर्स के तौर पे काम कर रही है ना, उन महिलाओं को एनरोल करना, उनको ई वेस्ट के प्रति सेंसिटाइज करना और उनको ट्रेन करना कि क्योंकि ये हैजार्डस है, उसको किस तरह से डील करना है उसके बारे में उनको बताना, ताकि वो लेके कलेक्शन पॉइंट तक सेफली चीज़ों को पहुंचा सके। तो
you talked about enhancing women's participation, and earlier you talked about how women are getting affected, like because they are doing segregation and picking the e-waste. So rather than discouraging them to get engaged in such activities, you are actually train them so that they could safely segregate and collect those e-waste. This is the first thing. And more than sensitizing the women, there is, I didn't see anything, any point on sensitizing the people in general, society, because even the educated ones, even I'm not aware of where I should, dump my
waste,
e-waste.
Or where should I go? Or scrappers, or whether they are registered.
So
or
I
not.
think it would be helpful if you could, do some sort of awareness at the societal level, so that people could, become aware of the fact that, this is, of course, smartphones are helpful, but at the same time, we need to know where we should dispose it of.
Very rightly mentioned, yes. So if you see a CPCB guideline, this e-waste management guideline 2022, it says that आपको community को भी उतना ही sensitize करना है जितना कि आप supply side पे काम कर रहे हैं. तो the community should know where to dispose of, where to dump, किसको देना है, किसके पास जाना है. So that is there, and we are taking care of that.
Thank you.
In the program.
The prevention, you have some safety measurements. Could you elaborate on the safety measurements on having a gloves or how we can prevent themselves from? Could you elaborate on that?
Yes, so
please?
the current challenge is that also, even I talked about the disproportionate effect of this problem on women. The challenge is, one of the challenges is that also, that these women do not wear any safety gears at the time of sorting and dismantling. So at our centers, collection center, we take care of these PPE kits also, and they are using it. You can see one video also where they are segregating the waste. It is there. Because of paucity of time, I could not show. But yeah, we very well take care of these protection kits.
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation. Your topic is very nice, and you actually concluded with e-waste. But I have a statement to make over this.
that the way you are working, you are thinking about women empowerment or handling the situations, sanitation or hygiene, while the rag pickers are picking it up. But what about the other countries who are dumping in India all their e-waste? UK, Singapore or Switzerland, they all are dumping their e-waste to India, and what we are doing about it?
Yeah, so I am not aware about their dumping or not, but yes, I know that India is a very big market, and we purchase a lot of EEE, we call it electrical electronic equipments from them. And after a period of time, these equipments gets obsolete and end into e-waste. So yes, indirectly it is coming to India and getting translated into e-waste.
So where this CSR is coming in then? This
So
just
this
the
is,
women empowerment, teaching them, training them only how to pick these e-waste?
So CSR actually, we have 3 objectives of this program. The first one is to connect with these women who are actually at the bottom, who are actually working as waste collectors, and they are not aware about the safety measures. So linking with them, making them aware about the protocols, and then connecting them to the centers, which is legally, which is registered body, which is registered as per the law, and they know how they work as per the legal framework, the protocol. So these women, they know where to dump. So actually, when you are discarding these waste, this is getting to a right person is collecting them. She is dumping to a right place where the e-waste are properly sorted and segregated and further disposed of correctly. If it needs recycling, if it needs just refurbishment, it will go to refurbishment center, and if it needs to be recycled, it will go to recycling vendors. So in that way, the entire model works.
Okay, thank you so much. But this is a very small part of SDGs that you are doing, just training part. But I would like to see in large,
Yes.
the way you work, where and things of those policies of dumping the e-waste and recycling it about it.
There are many factors that are interlinked. It is not only a small portion, but ultimately it is impacting the health of people, it is impacting the water bodies, it is impacting the soil, our agricultural component also. So it is linked to multiple factors. If we will not resolve this problem here, then it will lead to severe consequences. So that is why this is need of the hour. And if you see the fact, I showed you one infograph that says that you would require 15 lakhs of truck wrapping around the equator of Earth just to tackle 1 year's e-waste. So that big is the problem. If we will not tackle this now, it will be very big going forward.
Okay, I think I'm not framing it correct. I think it's like I'm trying to tell you is like we are here for corporate social responsibility. And then you are just talking about a minute part that where you are actually training the rag pickers to do it. But I think the profit making is more than what you are actually giving. That is what I'm trying to tell you on your face right now, what it is happening currently. So in that factor, I was talking about how you are actually improvising that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.